morning, Wildcats. Ezekiel here. Thank you for joining us as we bring you all the details about what's happening on campus for the week of March 11th to March 15th. We know some of you have already said the Pledge of Allegiance and the Wildcat Pledge, so feel free to skip ahead. Everyone else, let's start our episode with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand, remove your hats and hoods, place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now let's say our Wildcat Pledge together. Ready? Begin. As Westmont Wildcats, we are a safe, respectful, and responsible learning community. We create, nurture, and maintain a positive learning environment to ensure success for everyone.
Did you know that our clocks changed yesterday? That's because it's daylight savings time. We spring forward by adjusting our clocks 1 hour ahead. This is done to make better use of our daylight. We can expect to get it darker later in the evening.
We have fewer events happening on campus this week. Let's take a look at what's happening on Westmont.
On Wednesday, our 5th graders will continue to rehearse for the upcoming Conquer Kids performance. You might have seen them out on stage practicing. We are wishing you good luck as you near your performance.
On Thursday, the district is hosting the Esports Championships. Our sports teams will bring you more information about what about that in their segment.
Friday is our spring picture day. Come dressed to impress in your final picture of the school year.
Friday is also our spring carnival. You should have received an order form for wristbands already. Be sure to let your family know and purchase your wristbands early. This will prevent long lines and delays on Friday.
Saturday, March 16th is Saturday school. Hopefully you are getting those forms turned into your teacher so you could join us for an awesome extra day of learning. That does it for what's happening on campus. It's time for our weekly segments. Let's start with 5 questions with a Wildcat. Isabel is interviewing one of our own K-Paw news members. Check it out.
Hey Wildcats, I'm happy to bring you this week's 5 questions with a Wildcat with one of our announcers, Masa. What grade are you in and who is your teacher?
I'm in grade 4th and my teacher is Miss Ferris.
What is your favorite thing about being in Miss Ferris' class?
That she's really nice and she's really fun.
What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is like blood and surgery stuff.
Do you have any secret talents?
I could do this.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us this week. Back to you in the studio.
Let's check in with Dalmir and Sebastian for this week's weather.
Hey Westmont, Dalmir and I are here to give you this week's weather.
Hola Westmont, Sebastián y yo estamos aquí para brindarles el clima de esta semana.
We aren't expecting any rain this week.
No esperamos lluvia esta semana.
Today, tomorrow, and Wednesday will be particularly cloudy with temperatures in the mid-60s.
Hoy, mañana y el miércoles estarán parcialmente nublados con temperaturas de alrededor de 60 grados.
Thursday, we might see some wind pick up with slightly warmer temperatures.
El jueves es posible que veamos algo de viento aumentar con temperaturas más cálidas.
Friday will be the warmest day we have in a while. We can expect to see sunshine with the temperatures reaching up to 75 degrees.
El viernes será el día más cálido que hemos tenido en mucho tiempo. Podemos esperar ver el sol con temperaturas que alcanzan los 75 grados.
As we saw last week, the weather can change quickly. Be sure to check on the weather daily to be prepared.
Como vimos la semana pasada, el clima puede cambiar rápidamente. Asegúrate de consultar el clima diariamente para estar preparado.
That's it for the weather report. We will see you next week.
Eso es todo para el informe meteorológico. Nos vemos la próxima semana.
Now let's see what sports has for us.
Good morning, Wildcats. Today we are bringing you our sports updates.
We are wishing our esports all-star competitor Micah King all the luck as he heads into the championships this Thursday, March 14th. We hope to see you all there at the River Arena.
Your teachers have flyers with more information if you are interested in attending.
Last week, our Westmont Soccer Club didn't get to play their game against Gower because of the rain. However, they are currently in 5th place in their conference, and they are ready to take on Jefferson this Wednesday.
This will be a home game starting at 3:45. Show your school spirit by coming out to support our players. Remember to continue demonstrating the Wildcat way, even when attending after-school events.
Last Friday, flag football held their Pro Bowl. Students took on teachers and staff in all-out battle for bragging rights.
The game was incredibly exciting. When the final whistle blew, the teachers emerged victorious.
I know that the teachers are already looking forward to taking on next year's 5th graders and 6th graders.
That does it for us. See you next week, Westmont.
I wonder what announcements we have this week. Take it away, Zoe and Masa.
Welcome back to our segment. We are happy to share this week's announcements with you. Let's start with which classes earned the GG trophies for most puzzles earned last week. Miss Aguilar, Miss Banner, Mrs. Hernandez, and Mrs. Ferris's class are holding on to the trophies for another week. Will there be an upset next week? Does your class have what it takes to earn the most puzzles this week? We can't wait to find out. Moving right along, our yearbook cover contest is officially over, and we have our winning design. Casey from Miss Faith's class is this year's winner. Her art will be displayed as the front cover of our upcoming yearbook. Thank you to all the other artists who submitted their designs. Your art will be featured on the back of our yearbook. That does it for us. Let's send it back to our anchors for our next segment. As always, let's end this week's episode with some important campus reminders.
Welcome back to our segment where we bring you reminders that help keep Westmont a safe, respectful, and responsible place to be.
Last week, we have our trimester 2 awards assembly.
We noticed some troubling behavior from our students in the audience. Let's review appropriate behaviors during assemblies.
First of all, please make sure you stay seated and facing the stage. Avoid talking during the assembly and be sure to keep your hands to yourself.
We know it can be exciting when a friend of ours gets an award, but there is a appropriate way to show that excitement.
However, avoid screaming or shouting. We want all the parents and families to hear the next name being called. Clapping is the only appropriate reaction to show our cheer.
Last week, we had our PBIS Super Party. If your class earned 40 supers, you got to participate in a field day during your recess. If your class didn't make it last trimester, you still have one more chance to earn 40 supers.
You can earn supers by following our recess and lunch expectations. Your supervisors are watching for classes that demonstrate the Wildcat way.
That does it for the reminders segment this week.
Thank you for listening, and we will see you next Monday.
That does it for this week. See you next week, Wildcats. Remember to be safe, respectful, and responsible.